Well, earlier this year, Leslie Stahl from 60 Minutes showed how a hacker could access a car's computer, gaining total control of your vehicle.
One viewer is curious about the possibility of that happening, not just on TV, but to anyone. That's the second question lined up today.
Back from Certified Transmission, Amanda Fink-Shaeffer. Good to see you, Amanda.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in here for a while.
I know. I told Pete, I was like, stay at work. I'll go in.
I missed the crew from the blend.
I miss Mike and Mary.
We love having you here.
It's good to see you. Let's get to this first question. The first question up today is from Jeff, and he says, or he writes, after about 5 miles of in-town driving, the transmission starts to slip while shifting my 2000 Plymouth Voyager van. What's the issue?
Well, transmission question. Those are my favorite. There could be a lot of different things going on. These Voyagers, just like the Town and Countries and the Caravans and stuff, tend to have quite a few transmission problems. But the good news, what's probably happening is transmission's probably going into what's called fail-safe mode. It's where the transmission actually locks itself in second gear to help protect it from other things going wrong, because these transmissions have lots of sensor issues. So that could be just an external sensor that's not commanding the transmission properly. It could be something more major, like something internal in the transmission, but we've got a pretty good shot, probably 50-50 shot that it's not anything major. Definitely get it in sooner than later, because the more you're driving it just in the second gear and it's slipping can cause some issues. So, I mean, definitely something that we could take a look at and probably have diagnosed within an hour.
Jeff should really hope for a sensor issue.
And we'll cross, and we'll cross our fingers for him. I mean, lots of times the sensor issue is, you know, less than a couple $100. So, I mean, that's a lot better than
having to overhaul the transmission.
Yeah.
And Jeff, they have 5 locations in the area. We'll get to more of that before the end of our visit. Carrie is up next, and she writes, I've heard a lot of talk about the recall of vehicles because the car's computer could get hacked. Who needs to be concerned about this? Could a hacker really take control of my car? How can I protect myself? That's 4 or 5 questions rolled into one. Amanda Fink, go.
Okay.
Amanda Fink,
one at a time.
I don't want to forget about your sweet husband. Go ahead.
Okay, so on this type of thing, I know it sounds like super scary that it could happen, but luckily, I mean, you have got to be so technologically advanced and involved and smart to be able to do this, that like someone just off the street isn't going to be able to. And it's going to be on like the super late model vehicles. I mean, not even anything 10 years old. I mean, we're probably only talking in the last couple years and stuff. I would be more concerned, not that someone taking over while you're driving, because I don't know why someone would really want to do that. I'd be a little more concerned about them being able to unlock the doors and then stealing the vehicle or something like that. So, I mean, obviously just be safe and stuff, but I mean, I don't really think that it's going to happen like people think. I mean, I wouldn't be concerned about it, but I mean, you just got to be smart and safe, and honestly probably talk to the manufacturer, the dealer where you bought the car from, and see if they have any recommendations. I think it's more those type of vehicles that have like OnStar and stuff like that.
I just wonder a year from now or a few years from now, the way
when all of them are like that in 10 years.
Well, for the record, nobody has actually done that onto an unsuspecting driver. There have been some tests where they actually did it, but nothing in real life. Well, let's get to this third question. Dave says, my wife's 2009 Tahoe is blowing only warm air up front when we run the AC. The air is slightly cooler in the rear. I'm wondering if it just needs Freon or if it could be a bigger issue.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, it definitely could just be Freon, that's for sure. Since the temperatures are a little bit different from the front and the back, then it could maybe have something to do with that, like, I think they call it a blend door, to where when you turn your knob, it's actually turning to the AC versus the heat. And but it's probably not that, because then you would still be having cold air, like completely cold air in the back probably, and warm in the front. But hopefully it's just something with Freon. It might be a little bit more intense, but I honestly don't know very much about air conditioning systems.
Do you do air conditioning?
No, we do just transmission stuff, clutches, manuals, transfer cases, 4-wheel drive, electrical things and stuff. But no, we do just drivetrain.
You don't sell tires?
No.
Don't sell batteries?
No. But we can always refer you to a good place that does.
They do, but they're all about transmissions. But that's my point in asking those questions, because you specialize in transmission, so you're able to diagnose problems and fix them instead of throwing money at things, just guessing.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of, you know, one of our main competitors switched to doing transmissions and general repair a few years back and stuff. And if that works for them, great. But, you know, we really have no interest in that. We specialize in transmissions. That's what we do. We're good at it. And that's what we're going to stick with. I mean, my dad started the company back in 79 and doing just transmissions, and that's the way that he wants to keep it. So
well, and he found this formula, right? Job done right at the right price. People wrap their arms around it, and now you have 5 locations in our area, but then a few in the region across the Midwest.
Yep, we have distributors all over the country. That's what allows us to give our nationwide warranties. I mean, our standard warranty now is 3 year, 100,000. You know, so I mean, we've got you covered no matter where you're at. You go on a trip. I mean, and it's a really no questions asked warranty. We don't try and wiggle out of anything.
It's a local business, but it's crazy how big it is.
Yeah, we produce like 500 transmissions a week now, and like 85% of those actually go throughout the country. Only a handful of them actually stay here in Omaha. So, yep.
Online at certifiedtransmission.com. That's for you, Jeff. You can make your appointments online, buddy, if you want to. Thank you, Amanda Fink-Shaeffer.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Yep, good to see you guys too.
All right, your question could be featured during our next visit with the crew from Certified. A few ways to get those questions to us. Email talkback@omahamorningblend.com. Visit our website, click on the Certified Transmission button, or leave questions on our Facebook wall. What's funny is this idea of questions, not that we've ever taken them for Thor Schrock, but we got one today. I think that our viewer must just we'll just get questions to everybody here at the Morning Blend.
That's right. All right, we wondered what might local parents say about real back-to-school issues.
We created a classroom of sorts, brought in desks and a chalkboard. The result when we return.